Hello everyone, so here we're going to talk about this eye look right here. I'm pretty excited. This is my first video explaining how to do eyes, I suppose, so I hope you guys find it somewhat educational and get some tips or tricks from it. So in this video we're using the Naked 3 palette mostly for this color. And before we even get to eyeshadow, we're putting some eye primer on, and I think this is really important to use, especially for the oily folk, but it doesn't matter what kind of skin you have, I just think it's important to have it. This really holds your makeup, your eye makeup together, makes things go on a lot smoother, makes the pigment a lot more stronger. It's a really good investment to have. A little with it goes a long way, so I definitely would suggest and give my advice in using it. So definitely try and find whatever works for you in using these, because it's definitely worth it. On my primer, of course, just like almost any primer, it does get a little tacky, so I'm putting a little bit of an eyeshadow on top. And usually for this first eyeshadow, you want to use a light color or like a shade or two lighter than your own skin tone, or just even if you have one that matches your skin tone perfectly, that's fine too. It definitely is going to help everything go a lot smoother than trying to put the eyeshadow that you want to really use on top of the primer that quickly, because it just makes it kind of drag because of the tackiness. So I'm using the transitional color, not transitional, but we will be using transitional colors here, but right now I'm using Strange to cover everything. Now, let's talk about transitional colors, and I know that a couple of you have been asking about what that means and what it does, and it's pretty much the colors that it matches the main colors that you're using. It's kind of like the supporting actor in your eyes. You have the main color, which in this case is like a really dark purple, but we're going to be using pinks and really light purples as supporting actors to really have a good transition and a good smoky than just like two shadows and making a harsh just straight line between two colors, or like two colors and that's it. Like, this transition colors are going to help really make a nice smooth in between colors between your skin and the main color, or even just between the other color that you want to use, and in this case the more glittery light purple pinks glitter that we have in the center of the eye. So for those colors, transitional colors, we're using, for the Naked 3 palette, we're using Limit and Nooner. Those are the main colors that we're using here to really form a transition color. And I start with Limit first. I start light to dark. It just really helps kind of like have an idea of what you want to look, what kind of look you want to go for. And in this case, if you feel like you put a little bit too much dark for any reason, don't panic. You can always go back to a lighter color like Limit and just put it on top and just kind of blend those together. A lot of patting, a lot of close back and forth. You really want to be light. Don't press on the eye too much. You really don't want to hurt your eye. So just go very lightly on, and if you need to go back and clean up with either a Q-tip or concealer, feel free to do so. It'll definitely is a lifesaver, Q-tips, with making either sharp like shapes or just cleaning up, period. And here we're starting to get a little darker, and with these colors we're using Black Heart and I forget, what was the other color? The other color I'm pretty sure is the one before Black Heart. I can't remember the name right now, but I'll make sure to put on the down below which colors I actually used fully, so you guys know. But once you start getting with the really dark colors, I kind of like bring them out, blend them out until you get a nice cat-ish look. And here I'm showing you my Kat Von D palette that I got like a year or two ago, something like that. I'm using Black Star, the color Black Star, which is a nice pitch black, but with a little glitter on it. And trust me, guys, I know most of us like glitter, but it's kind of important to have glitter and metallic-y like eyeshadows. Not for everything, but it's good to have them because when you're on stage and you have all these lights hitting you, you're not really going to be able to see a whole lot of color because it's being drowned out. But if you have all these metallics and glitter, when the light hits them, it reflects that color out. So it's a pretty good idea to have that in your palettes or in your makeup bag. Um, Here we're also bringing that same color from Blackheart and kind of like bringing it down to the lash line. And the reason I'm doing this is because you want to have a nice connection between the dark colors that are happening in the top and side part of the eye. You really want to connect it to the rest of the eye and kind of connect it with the bottom lash. And not only does it make the lash look, the bottom lashes look thicker um, and more pronounced, it just makes it a nice, it gives it a nice blend between the whole eye instead of the eye looking so separated. And it also really helps make the eye look a lot more elongated, especially for this look, since we're having that kind of almost like a fake cat eye without the liner. So, which is a really nice look, especially for stage. It makes your eyes look big and long, and you can really see them from far away. So, this is a good look to have, especially when you're starting out to figure out how to do makeup. Here I'm starting to apply some of that metallic glittery color. Now I'm using Buzz and Trick here, and a nice little tip that I like to use and I'll share with you guys for these two colors, because these two colors alone are very, very light. You can barely see them if you just use a fluffy brush and put it on top. So what I do is I use a more flat brush and I spray it with setting spray, and then I pick up the pigment and I put that right on top, just kind of like patting it on. And that picks up like, I don't know, like 3 to even 5 times more the pigment, if anything. Makes it look a lot stronger, and if you, as you can tell, like you can really tell the color there and the nice glittery shimmer. And I'll go back and forth with colors and kind of like blending them together, of course, to get the desired look I want. And here I'm using a little bit of concealer to really separate the brow from the actual eye look, just so you can see a separation between the two, because sometimes we'll get a little excited and then we get too high and then we just have like a whole look at under the eye and it just looks all black. And even though sometimes that works for certain looks, this isn't really what we're going for here. So I use a little bit of concealer to clean that up, and I also use a little bit of that same light color Strange to put on top. And I know I want to show you that there's a little bit of fallout in the bottom here. Don't worry when that happens, there's plenty of ways to fix this. You can either clean it with makeup remover, with a Q-tip, or like with a makeup wipe. But until then, we're going to just keep working on the eye, because the more you work on the eye, the more fallout you can get. So I wouldn't worry about it right now. Here we're using Marc Jacobs Gel Black Eyeliner. This eyeliner is really great. It goes on extremely smooth. You can use it on the waterline or on the outside. You can use it as a base for your cat eye liquid eyeliner. It's a really, really great product, so I do suggest using it if you can, or any other gel liner. It doesn't matter. I just personally like this one. Here I'm using Kat Von D's liquid eyeliner on the top. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because not only does it make your lash look thicker, but it also is going to work as a base for the fake lashes that we're going to put on top. And the reason you want that is because if you put fake lashes on top, you're going to notice that it is extremely obvious that you're wearing lashes, fake lashes, if you don't wear eyeliner on the bottom. And it's kind of hard to explain why. I think it's because since you have that already kind of liner look when you put fake lashes on, fake lashes on, you want to really have a good transition between the eyeliner and that dark color of the lashes to really make it look a little bit more natural. And here I'm already starting to clean up, only because I'm just going to put the lashes on after this, but Here you can see I'm using a Q-tip and a little bit of makeup remover to help really clean that. And if you had put already foundation on, don't worry, don't freak out. We can always put some concealer on or a little bit more foundation and really blend that out. And it kind of helps because it makes it look even brighter and more crisp. So that's a good little trick to use. Another cool trick to use if you have already put foundation and concealer is use setting powder, like that translucent setting powder that we used on the first video and with a foundation video, and use a medium fluffy sized brush to kind of use it as a magnet to pick up any of that fallout. I haven't done it yet on my videos because I just recently learned this trick, but I'm excited to kind of show you guys how kind of cool it is to use it. So that's kind of a neat trick to use if needed. And here, of course, we use concealer, kind of blended it out with my little bit of sponge. And for lashes, I'm using the Ardell Natural look. And you can definitely, if anything, I would suggest go more dramatic when you're going on stage, especially for like nighttime looks or big dark stage looks. You really want to go really dramatic for that. But here, for the purpose of the video, I'm just using the Ardell Natural ones, and the glue that I'm using is from Duo, and I'm using the green one. And the reason I'm using the green one is because it's latex and formaldehyde free, which is nice for those sensitive folk to use. So you just kind of brush on the glue, and then you just kind of start from the middle and work your way around. Now, a good suggestion before you even put on the lashes is to make sure the lashes fit your eye. Not all lashes are one size fit all, so sometimes you have to cut a couple wisps to get a nice, you know, comfortable look, because if they're too long, then it's just extremely uncomfortable, trust me. You want to make sure it first fits, but in this case, these ones fit really nicely on her, so we just kind of went for it. And then you use a little bit of mascara. You could use this before or after. It's kind of a preference. In my case, I usually like to do it before, but here I'm just kind of like putting it after a little bit just to really glue on, almost like a glue on, not really gluing it on, but the mascara is working as a glue. So, but yeah, and if anything, if you guys have any more questions, feel free to ask me below or in the makeup group, okay? Thanks for watching!